Hello and welcome. I'm Tauni at Yoga for 13, and today I have a 15-minute yoga for flexibility class for you. Even though it's a short class, it is going to include both stretches for your upper and lower body, perfect on its own or after a workout. So hopefully you enjoy it. If you do, be sure and hit that like button. Let's go ahead and get started. So beginning our class in a resting child's pose, feet touching, knees wide, bringing your forehead to the mat or to the tops of the hands. I invite you to close your eyes. Begin to lengthen and deepen your breath. On your next inhale, begin to extend your arms forward, spreading the fingers, relaxing down into your stretch. We're going to be holding these poses for several breaths. And I invite you in every stretch to find your edge, that place where you feel the stretch, but it isn't so intense that you're trying to get out of it. So begin to lift up, and you're going to take your right arm underneath you, palm is up. We're going to add a half knot to our child's pose. That left arm continues to extend forward. The right is out to the side, beginning to stretch into the shoulder and upper back. Begin to gently lift up. We're going to do the same stretch on the other side. So threading that arm underneath, palm is up. Taking the head down to the mat, extend that right arm forward. Begin to lift. And we're going to draw the knees in line with the hips. Lift up like you can come into all fours. So I want your hips over your knees. And we're going to transition into puppy dog pose. So walking the arms out, dropping the chest, the chin towards the mat. Keep pressing into the hands, the hips stay lifted. Great stretch here for the chest, back, shoulders. Begin to slowly walk the hands back into that tabletop position and begin to flow through cow and cat. Just a few times. So as you inhale, open the chest, gaze forward. As you exhale, round the spine, chin to chest. Move at your own pace. Let's do one more cycle of breath. Finding that neutral spine, we're going to lift into our first downward facing dog. Lifting the hips up, arms strong, fingers spread wide. Gently lift the hips up and back. So feel the heels reaching down for the mat, even though they may never touch. And always remember, if you're feeling really, really tight today, you can always keep those knees slightly bent. Let's do one more breath. Then begin to lift the right leg up for one leg dog. Take a nice stretch here. And then bring that knee forward, stepping the foot between the hands. We're going to drop that back knee to the mat, coming to this kneeling lunge position. And you can either choose to stay here, begin to walk the hands up to the knee, or maybe you'll choose to extend the arms up over your head and maybe turn your gaze up. So again, I just encourage you to find that edge, find your stretch. Taking the hands down either side of the foot. We're going to straighten that forward leg, pulling the toes back towards you, coming into this half split position. So keep lengthening that spine over the leg. Now begin to come back forward and step back to downward facing dog. Once again, holding the pose, feet are hip distance apart. Begin to lift the left leg up, point that toe, take a nice long stretch, then draw that knee forward, stepping that foot, dropping the knee to the mat. Be sure front knee is over that ankle. Start to relax into those hip flexors, choosing to stay supported here or here, hands up. Or maybe sweeping the arms up and opening the chest up to the sky. Bringing the hands down, taking it to that hamstring stretch. So walk it back, straighten that forward leg. Pull those toes up as you lean forward. Bend that knee, step back to downward facing dog. This time let's pedal out our feet. Just alternate bending your knees. Take a nice stretch there for the calves, all down the back of the legs. Then find down dog, find some stillness. One breath here. We're going to begin to walk the hands backwards to the feet. Again, soften those knees as needed. Coming into our forward fold, we're going to cradle our elbows in the opposite palms. Let the top of the head reach for the floor. And maybe stay still or maybe just swing side to side. Just find what works for you. Returning to the center, finding stillness. Then the hands come down, walk it back out to downward facing dog. Let's look forward and just step the feet to the top and have a seat on your mat. So we're going to bring the feet together into a butterfly pose. And just take a moment here to relax. Maybe take those knees, you can guide up a little lower. Then taking the hands up to the ankles or the feet, begin to hinge forward and relax down. Begin to sit up, extending the legs out. We're going to roll it down nice and slow, one vertebrae at a time. And then hug the knees into the chest. Begin to circle the ankles. Then switching your direction. Let's take the feet to the floor, hands to our sides. Press the hips up into a bridge pose. Walk the shoulders together. And then interlace the hands underneath you as an option. Releasing the hands if you've interlaced them. Taking the hips down to the ground. Let's lift the left leg out to the mat and pull that right knee into the chest. And I want you to use the strength of the upper body to guide that knee down and slightly out to the side. From here, we're going to move into our spine twist. So just dropping the knee across the body, extending the right arm out and turning to gaze down that right arm. Coming back onto your back, extend that right leg out. We're going to pull the left knee into the chest this time. And again, just gently guide it down. This is a great, great stretch if your back is ever feeling super tight. It's a great stretch to help relieve that. And then when you're ready, dropping that knee across the body, extending and looking down that left arm. So roll back onto your back. Hug those knees into the chest one more time. Little massage here for that back. And then just roll to one side and help yourself up to have a seat. You did amazing. Hopefully you feel looser than when we started. I know I do. Let's bring our hands to our heart center. And from my heart to yours, namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for class, and I hope to see you again soon.